All right, and there you have it. That's how you unlock every camo in Call of... Wait, I don't make Call of Duty content. What have I been doing for the last couple of months? Ah, fuck! Welcome back to Getting to Green. My name is Kevin, and yeah, it's been a while. I've been off doing some side quests, and I think it's time. It's time to get back into it. So let's take a look at where we were. So if you remember, we have a lot that we already did, but there's still a lot to do. We have these are our to-dos or tasks, and we have subtasks, right? But there's a lot that we haven't fully implemented. We have our status indicator, but we never actually implemented this. So if I refresh now, it's just going to be blank, right? We have a little arrow here so that we can hide all of our subtasks if we wish to. We have no way of creating new subtasks. We have no way of editing them or repositioning them, like moving them around, because it would be nice to be able to pull this one, put it under that, or vice versa, right? And we have a drop down here, but it'd be nice to also allow this to mark this as an important task. So there's a lot that we need to do, and I want to start here with our progress or our status, or I believe we called it status. We might change it to progress. We'll see how I feel. You know, we could reformat, we could refactor things. We have the power to do that. So let's jump into it. Let's see what we got here. So if I clear out all these, let's go to let's just break that all down, make it nice and easy. Let's go to our tests. We'll go to our feature tests, and we have a to-do. Let's look through these. Right off the bat, a to-do can be completed. So we have we create a to-do from a factory, and then we set up to a route for complete. This is not what I want to do. So if we look back at the app, we're not marking as complete, we're marking different progresses, right? So we have 3 different status that we can have. We have new, in progress, and complete. So we're not marking it completed. So this has to change. This is no longer something that we can do. So we don't want to be this completed. So we want, we'll say a to-do can update its status. Right? And we're going to have a to-do, and I want to patch, and I want to, let's take a look at the web PHP. So I want to have this, we have mark, and how about this? How about we make progress? And also, the other to-dos, we're just passing a to-do, and this one's to-do ID. Let's make that all similar, and we're going to say complete instead of that. How about we can do progress, and to-do progress. I was thinking mark progress or something like that, but I think to-do progress. I think that works. You could, technically this is kind of calling out for a refactor as its own controller, because it could be like a to-do's progress controller, and just to keep things a little bit more simple. When we start coming up with different names like this, it's kind of a call to be refactored, but I don't know. Let's see how we like it. You know, we can do that down the line. There's nothing preventing us from doing that. So we can even do, you know, to do progress update. How about that? Yeah, I kind of like that. We'll save this. We'll go back to our to-do test, and our route is now to do progress.update. It's still a patch, and there are things that we need. We need the to-do, not the to-do ID anymore, just the to-do. This will be 1 because this is just going to create the very first one, which is ID of 1. And what I want to also send in is the actual progress. So progress. And this will be, let's say, so we have 3 different options. Let's do where is R? Equals. All right, that's got to move. We have new. We have in progress. And we have completed. And I'm going to do this. So this is something that Laravel allows us, which is collect. We have this collect class, and it just gives us like a wrapper around our array so we could do a couple of cool things. And that'll be, let's just start getting into it. So the progress array, each, and we give, so now we have this function called each, and we're going to say, in here we'll have a progress. And we're going to do this. Move all of that into that progress area. And what I want to do is, now that we have that progress, it'll be here. Progress. So we're going to have new, in progress, and completed. And we're going to say, I don't care about that. We need is completed, and we don't want is completed anymore. Right? So we're not checking that, and it's not a true anymore. Let's just get rid of that. Let's say this assert equals, and we want to do and progress. So we started with this progress thing. I think we have it as status, but I think I'm going to move it to progress. This progress, I want it to equal progress. We can, I think we have access to it. We'll see what happens. Progress, yep, it's throwing a line, so we need to use progress. So now we're passing it in using that use function. If I save this, does it? Yes, it auto formats it so it's inside. So we're just running through each of these, and we're running through that. So this should, let's see what happens. Run this test, and everything should fail. All right, progress does not exist. So right now we did this to do, we made it progress. Let's go to our to-dos controller, and we have this complete function. I'm going to update that to progress, and instead of to-do ID, we're going to just allow the to-do to be found instantly through some route model binding. So we don't need to worry about that. And then we're going to have the progress. And we're going to say mark progress. We're going to pass in this progress. All right. So we're changing some things on the actual model. So I think since we're starting here with these tests, I think we need to move to the unit tests over here. And we have some things like it knows it's been completed, and so it has the archive. But here, I think the mark complete, this has to change also. We're not going to worry about that. So we want, let's say, we're going to make it to do, and we're going to say assert fault is complete. I think having the is complete might be nice to have. Maybe it can live there too. So let's go to to-dos model. We have a mark complete that's going to get thrown away, but we have this is complete attribute. So let's go dive over to back to our unit test, and we're going to say is complete, and we're going to mark the progress. Mark progress, and we'll say new. Right, so this should be this assert equals, I want to do progress to equal new. And then I want, after this has been marked, I don't want new anymore. How about in progress? or better yet, complete. Is completed should be now true, and our new progress should be completed or complete. Save that, and if we run this, we're going to run some more issues. Asserting that new matches the expected null. Alright, so we need to go over to our to-do table. So here we have a status. So instead of status, let's change this to progress. And I don't want this timestamp of completed at anymore. Doesn't feel like it needs to be there. You know, it's it's just wrong. And since we changed that, let's check our factories. Go to do factory, and we didn't do anything there, so that's good. So we have the new, and all right, let's see what happens now. Run the test again, and we're getting still a new matches expected null. Is completed. All right, let's go to, that probably is what we're doing, yes. So this is not going to know this. We're going to say this progress equals complete. And this is going to return whether or not this is completed. And it's still saying the new. 15. Yeah. To do progress. Let's see if our factory, maybe our factory needs to actually do this. I thought the, because we're not dealing with a database. That's right. We're not dealing with a database, so we need to automatically or manually set this. So we're going to run the test again, and it's still giving us a null. Same spot too. Let's just, we'll dump out the to-do, and let's see, we have a progress. Oh, it'd be nice if I knew how to spell things. Progress. And the progress is there. We'll go to delete that. All right. Great. So we on to the next issue, which is the mark progress, which we don't have access to yet because we never created it. So up here we have that mark complete. I'm going to change this to mark progress. And I want to take the progress from here. So this progress equals progress. And then we update. Okay. The to-do knows if it's completed. Asserting that false is true. That is down here. Assert true. To-do is completed. And we've marked it complete down in our to-do. And we're checking that right there. So let's go back to our test and dump our to-do. Progress is complete. We know that. So there might be another issue with my spelling. Yeah. Progress. Save that. Go back over to here. Get rid of our dump. And it's now passing. So we have the ability to go and mark these. So if I go back to my feature and I run our feature again, all 6 are working. So we actually were able to set all this in motion, which is nice. I think what I want to do is I'm going to use this a different way. So I'm going to take this out of here. I want to go back to my my tests here, and I'm going to have it kind of go through here and have the assertions done on this. So I think it'll be faster for the tests, but also I want to have the other one kind of run through them a little bit differently. And I'm going to show you that in a second, but let me just Alright, so this has just been refactored. I changed one thing from is completed to is complete. Just felt a little bit more natural to say. You know, the to-do is complete. It's not, you know, to-do is completed. Felt weird. So, right now we're just running through a collection. I think I can just do this to get rid of this unneeded thing right there. It's unneeded variable, and there you go. So we're collecting this, and we're doing that. We could probably don't need to collect. Let's see. For each. It's probably not going to work, actually. No. We'll leave it as with the collect. I like to collect. Anyways, so here we go. So we have a collection of our new, in progress, and completed. Instead of complete, it should be that. There we go. So complete and function is each of those. So now we're running through and we are marking them and checking if they are complete. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So that test all runs. Now we can run back to our feature. And now we need to refactor this. I want to have, if we look above, we have this thing called a data provider. And we're running through for the title and everything. So I would like one for the progress. We could probably, so we're not sending this through a form. So this is like, this has one area. We're patching through the to-do update. And while we could kind of get away with that, I don't want to. And if we come down here, we'll say, we'll have a data provider. I thought I had a, yep, I thought I had something for that, and I guess I don't, but we're going to do this. We're going to copy this, paste that here, return, and what is happening? And then we need to actually have our test. You know, I'm going to copy this whole thing because there's a lot here that I want. Copy this, paste that here, and it can validate a to-do progress. So the field we don't care about, we just want the value. Should succeed an error message. And we want here to do .progress.update, and we have our, oh, look at that, we could have done that. That's, oh, yes. So here we have, we'll say our to do is 1, and we want the progress, and this is going to be our value. And so we have our value and everything. So here, this is where we'll have everything for that. So we'll have our value, we'll have our should succeed, and we should have our error message. All right, so we have value. I want this to be new, and this will be true, and the error message will be progress not updated to new. I want it, oops, I want in progress, and I want complete. In progress and complete. Now I want one for something wrong, so invalid. And this should fail. And the thing that I want this fail, false. I want this to say something like progress should be one of new in progress or complete. So we have this, we added that, we say provider. This has the same name for progress. Copy this and boom, save. Makes that line go away. And we have this, we have our response, and we have our field. Our field is going to be our progress field. And the reason I'm doing this, having it kind of go through the API this way, in case we ever open this up to somebody else down the road, if they're sending stuff in, I want it to be very clear when they get an error, why they're getting an error. Too many times whenever I'm trying to use an API of somebody else's, either the documentation is just crap, but also the error messages, they're just not helpful. They're like, something went wrong. Well, what went wrong? Tell me so I could fix it. So we're going to try and help people out there with this. So let's run this test, and everything should explode. And we're expecting 200s, getting a 201. So everything failed. So let's worry about just the first one here. So let's comment these out, rerun that. And the one failure, we're expecting a 201, and we're getting a 200. So why don't we go to our to-do controller, and we're sending back the to-do itself, but I also want to say 201 as the status. And now we're getting it's working. So let's run back to our feature test. We'll add one more in, and we get 2 working. How about a third? Got 3 working. All right. And the 4th one, this should fail. So we're getting a 302. We're expecting a 201 or we're expecting a 302, but we're getting a 201. So it's saying that it's actually marking that, and we don't want that to be allowed. We could handle this at the database layer and making this string an enum, and then having new, in progress, and complete here. I personally don't like having an enum on the database layer table because trying to update that is just kind of a pain. I don't want to go in and have actual data. Let's say I actually launch this, and maybe one day I decide I don't want to have in progress, or I don't want to have to worry about something else, or maybe I want to add a new field or change the name like I keep doing. I keep changing names. That just kind of becomes a bit of a hassle. So I don't want to have it being an enum here. You could go that route if you're comfortable with it. It's not something I want. So let's see. What I want to do is, if I go back to our test, we're sending this through the route. So I want a new router thing here. So PHP, hello. All right, let's create a new one. PHP artisan make, what is it? Help. It's a make request. All right, so we need a new request. So not new, PHP artisan make request, and I want this to be to do progress request. And you can see again, to do progress, it's probably still another call out for it needing its own controller. Maybe we do it, I don't know. So here we have our new class here, we need this to be, this is going to be authorized, so we can just make this true. Here you can have it check if permissions are allowing it to be something or not. But for our rules, we want our progress. And we want this to be in, and then we want different things. So let's say up here we want our progress R or accepted. Do another collection. I like collections. We'll do new. We'll do in progress, and we'll say complete. You can see that we have these three keep repeating throughout our app. I wonder if we can make a. I'm going to create a constant for all of these so that we're not constantly repeating everything, we're just using it. I'm going to join these also with a comma. Progress in, so let's get rid of this. We'll say to, we'll say in accepted progress. All right, so let's see what happens here. And we're still getting a 302, we're still getting a 201, so this isn't failing. We want to, I think there's a way that we can do this. So there's a feature of all. We want to, let's see. I'm going to return params. This params. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's go. If I dump this params. If I even hit that area, it doesn't seem I hit it. Let me look that up really quick. Progress, we need to have it here. To do progress request. Progress request. All right, so this is we're going to return array replace recursive, and we're going to get all of these from the parent and then the route parameters. So we're going to have that progress, right? So in here we actually get this in progress and all this stuff. So we have 3 working and 1 failing. And the only reason it's failing is because we don't have a message for it. So met messages. And we're going to return, I'm going to say progress.in, because we're doing progress in. And this is going to say progress should be one of and new in progress and or complete. Save that. Throws an error. See that. So we run again. And everything is passing. So now we have the progress the way that we want it to be. It's validating, and we have all of that going for us. This is grayed out only because it's not used within this function. It's just kind of being used in the background, so we don't have to worry about it. Things are working. The only last thing I really want to do is we renamed everything to being progress instead of status. So if we look for status in here, we have our status here, and this is actually now going to be progress. And progress does not exist on type to do. And our to do, we want to go there and here. We have an interface. we have to do status, and this is going to be progress, and to do status will now be to do progress. Again, up here, do progress. Save that, save this, and we have our subtasks. We need status here is now going to be progress and progress. I can get rid of this one because it doesn't exist. And let's see, status includes props.progress. To do status is to do progress. Update, we could change that to update progress. Click update progress. Where is that being imported from? So our use to do store. We have the store now. List completed. Let's see. We're going to do fetch. We have create, update, progress. We have an ID, and we want the progress. I'm going to say ID. So we have that. And this is progress, progress, progress. See, this was looping through, and we don't want that. We want to just say to do dot progress equals progress. And yeah. Update title, archive. All right. A lot of cool stuff here. Status again. This is progress. Progress. Do that. Okay. These are some tests now that we're getting into. Assert status, that's fine. Assert status, status. This is a test case. Don't care about that. Don't care about the example. Assert status, updated status. All right. So now, if we run all of our tests, let's do that. Let's do PHP unit run suite. Let's see what happens. A couple of errors. Undefined array title. Oh, and there's this. Yeah, this one. I remember this being an issue when I was trying to complete all this. Let's go to our to-do test. I'll just run this whole thing. A couple of errors. So the very first one is for creating a to-do. Let's see. Assert equals new to-do response title. Is this one throwing the error? It is. Undefined array. All right. So I dump response. Does have the title. Doesn't have that key. I think this needs to be, I think the way that we did this was to do and then title. Yes. So we just need to update this to be to do. This is something from a previous thing I think we did and never got around back to it, fixing it. All right, so that works. Let's run the rest of this test. we are getting another error. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Does it give me the one that we, yeah, updated status. Huh. There we go. So we're doing this, update its status. Yes, we never got around to this. So progress, we're going to say, oh, actually we don't need this one because we have the previous test. So this is actually an invalid test because we're using this right here, which is patching stuff and updating the progress. Everything is running. There's just this weird error here, and that's like the second to last one, it looks like. I run this. If we get that weird, no, maybe the one just before it. One of these. Yeah, so this one has this weird message that's being output, right? So let's try and figure this out. It can be archived. Archived at route archive. Let's go to archive. So to do controller archive this. All right, so I think this is what it is. There's this weird thing. So with these backticks, that's usually how you'd want to do it in JavaScript. It does work in PHP, but for some reason it throws that weird error. So that is now all fixed up. And if we run our to-dos again, let's run the suite. Everything is passed. We have 19 tests, 55 assertions. So everything on the PHP side is running as we expect, which is pretty cool. And in the next episode, we're actually going to start tackling the actually sending all of that stuff through, which is going to be good. So stay tuned for that. And that should be up soon. I won't leave you guys for another couple of months. I promise. Maybe. Probably. Maybe. All right. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.